I'm Titan. I'm Titan. Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original Spanish series, The Neighbor. It's based on a comic book series called El Vecino. There is 10 episodes. They're about half an hour each long. This is your chance to let me know in the comments below what you thought about this. Were you eagerly anticipating this series? Did you see the trailer and go, oh, that actually looks interesting? Let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite comic book adaptation series, and did you like this?
No lo he visto.
So The Neighbor is a premise that we've seen done quite a bit before. It mimics very much the Superman, the Lois and Clark storyline in these 10 episodes. So we have the protagonist who gets imbued with these powers, and then he has to balance the act of trying to keep his identity secret and learn what it means to become a superhero. At the same time, everybody's now privy to the fact that actually our world does have superheroes in it, and this particular hero is named Titan.
Soy Titán. ¿Cómo? Soy Titán!
Where this differs from those other superhero TV series is it's less serious and more tongue-in-cheek, and it's not tongue-in-cheek as in like Lois and Clark and that kind of superhero story. I think it lends more to the culture of where it sets us. Obviously it's a Spanish TV series and there is comedy written in the script, which I think makes this series work. Where I found myself really enjoying this series is when they're dealing with everyday life matters as well as dealing with your superhero world and what it means to have these powers. It's very interesting seeing the kind of montages, the learning montages that you get with every superhero film or series where they're going to learn how to deal with their powers and the moral standings of that as well. So, you know, whether you actually want to be a good superhero, what are you going to use your powers for? Why did the universe choose me to have these powers? And that's an interesting theme or themes that they choose to run with in this series. But like I said, the interesting thing is I think the comedy in the script. So it's often dry, but it also is quite funny. I think it's tongue-in-cheek in moments, but where you see the other characters around the protagonist of who is now this Titan hero, he becomes quite endearing.
Qué fuerte, eh?
The first few episodes sees our protagonist as quite an annoying guy, and you do wonder why he was chosen to have these powers, which is exactly the story they're trying to tell. He's a guy that you can quite easily not like. He's very selfish. He's very kind of a broken person. He doesn't have much going for him. And there's a large character arc. There's large character building with this character, which I think works quite well. Because by the time you hit around, I guess not midway, it's past, about six episodes in, he starts realizing that he has some weight and responsibility, and I like to see how the character progresses. And there's the other characters as well that are dealing with, you know, having the superhero in their life, but also dealing just with life things. And so you have this amalgamation mix of this superhero series that's a little different because it's got this fun comedy, not too dry, but dry. You know, I think it dips in and out of these genres, but because it's, I guess it's the first Spanish superhero series I've seen, and I think it works. It's quite fun. They don't take themselves too seriously, but it does have a serious theme going along it. And the major arc isn't really revealed until later on. I do like the characters. I think the acting, for the most part, is good. There was one scene, one episode, which there were some, I guess, extras, or more than extras, because they had a few lines, and some of the worst acting I've ever seen. I won't point them out because I don't like to bring people down, but there was just, I just thought their acting lines was terrible. I didn't enjoy them at all. It just felt like they were just regurgitating the script they were told, and they didn't have any presence about how they were going about things. Putting that aside, there is some really fun moments. I like how they've edited some of the story, especially when they're trying to find out who this superhero is, who is Titan. The reporter girlfriend, the Lois character, she goes around interviewing people in the building, and the way they cut that together is really fun. We've seen it before. Like I said, it's not a brand new idea. And I don't know how many ideas there are left for us to tackle, but I like the way they did it. It feels a little bit fresh, a little bit different, and not everything has to be new and fresh. It's just their way of doing it, and I like what they've done with the genre, the superhero genre, the culture added in there, the comedy jokes. I think that works. I'm looking forward to them expanding the universe, seeing what we get from them, maybe telling us a bit more about the lore, as long as they keep developing those characters, which I think we've gotten a lot of already in season 1. I think the future for this series could be really interesting to follow. I like the format, the half-an-hour format. It seems to work. The flow, the editing, the pacing, all of that seems to really work for it. The acting for the most part is really good. I like the characters. Once you get into them, it might take you a few episodes to get into the flow of understanding what type of superhero series you're watching. I think the score as well is something that was really fun. As a package, I think this works really well. And I think if you're looking for something a little different, something different from the normal superhero dark, gritty stuff that we've been getting a lot of, you might enjoy this. It is a bit cheesy, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, but the format I think works for this series. I'm going to give this a B because I think it's solid. It's got room for improvements, but I really enjoyed it on the whole. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this series. This is the last day of 2019, so I hope you have a great New Year's Eve and you celebrate however you're celebrating, whether you go to bed early like we do sometimes, or whether you're going to a party. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope 2020 is amazing for you. We've got loads more interviews and reviews coming out in 2020, so keep it with us. Thanks so much for watching this review, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.